field and on the field. Steve Young and Jerry Roberts. Steve, how are you?
How's everybody doing?
Well, thank you for being here. This is amazing.
Thanks for having us.
It's a home game for us.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So, you know, people kept telling me, Jerry is so fit, Jerry is so fit, Jerry this, Jerry that. So
no, I'm not taking my clothes off.
No. So in the past 2 weeks, I've been working out so hard to just look decent next to you guys. Take a look at this, right?
Well, I think you might need to work out a little bit harder.
I got 52 splat points in Orange Theory. What are you talking about?
So we're not out here to talk about my physical fitness, but so you guys have been so engaged with your community as individuals, as athletes. You've been the honorary chair for 49ers Foundations. You started your own foundations for every young.
Jerry and I worked together. We put an 80 zone we started over at the 49ers.
Oh, please tell them that story, Steve.
Well, we actually went over and pounded the nails and hammered it. And we've got a neat little thing. The 49er Academies in K-8 school in East Palo Alto, California, just down the street. And Jerry had this great idea of putting in basically a recording studio, place for music, a place for anybody on newscasting, any kind of audio, video, and just we built it from scratch. They gave us the space, and Jerry and I went and did it. And it's like we called it the 8 to 80 zone, which is kind of 8 to 80. Back then, we were actually the #1 combination of quarterback to receiver, so it was actually something. Now like
Steve, hold up. Steve, you know I always joke around about this. You know what? I really put this guy in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I put Steve Young and also Joe Montana.
That's a lot of work.
Okay. Yeah, but you know, the 49ers.
Well, to your point, go you finish, you said.
Yeah, the 49er Academy is like where kids can be creative and they can also work on life skills. And I remember I had the guitar. I tried to sing, I couldn't sing at all.
Bad.
No, we were really
saying
bad.
at the Visa commercial, that was horrible. That was part of the gag. That's why everyone loved the commercial, because you sounded so horrific.
I thought I sounded good because
you sounded great too.
Wait, you put the big jacket on me, Steve, remember?
But he dances well, huh?
He dances all.
Stars?
Rumba, samba,
Yeah.
rumba. What do you got?
No.
Did you win it? Did you win?
I'm still trying to get Steve Young to do Dancing with the Stars. Okay. All right, let's move on.
Right. So tell us, what is the role of athletes to really help their community?
I grew up, Roger Staubach was my hero. I was growing up in Greenwich, Connecticut. Roger Staubach was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, went out of Navy. Everything Roger Staubach did when he spoke on, and back then you got a little interview here, or you got something happen, and everything he did, I had a poster up on my wall. It was Roger Staubach. I remember staring at it over, and he was holding the football, and it's like, oh, and he put his finger right there, and and then how he talked. I actually tried to talk like Roger Staubach, and I tried to be Roger Staubach. That was and so people tell, I remember some famous athlete recently said, I'm not in charge of raising your kids. I'm not a role model. And I say to myself, my experience was that Roger Staubach raised me. Roger Staubach never met me. Roger Staubach never knew me. He never had idea that I even existed until, that's another story, midfield, the beginning, the coin flip for the championship game against the Cowboys in 1992, when he came out to be the honorary captain of the coin flip of the Cowboy game, and I'd never met him, and there he was at midfield. But anyway, the point is...
You know what, Steve, I've been hit so many times, I don't remember that.
You do.
Okay.
So my point is, what to give back really is a lifetime of just who you are, not alone what you're doing. Because my experience is I'm paying it forward for Roger Staubach. For what Roger Staubach did for me, I'm now a lifetime of paying it forward because of what he did. And so that's my mindset. And I think both Jerry and I have been at this for now. We've been out of football 15, 20 years, and there's just tremendous opportunity And it doesn't, we've also found out you can pound nails and do something kind of small. We've done some big things with Forever Young Foundation, what we've done with other philanthropic endeavors. It's really time and money and expertise. And like, if you'll give some time, that's just as good as money. And it's just as good as your expertise. But if it's just expertise you want to give and mentoring or something, it's just jump in. And I think that's why I owe it to Roger Staubach to do it. And I know Jerry had heroes as well.
Janet Jackson. She used to be up on my wall.
Janet Jackson was on Oh yeah, Cheryl Teacher's next to him. You're right. I forgot about that.
No, seriously, but
Let's bring everybody
no,
back.
for me, it was so many players like Roger Staubach, also Drew Pearson, Tony Hill, Dwight Clark, Freddie Solomon, all of the Steve Largent, all of these great players, and I remember idolizing those guys, and I wanted to go out and I wanted to be just like them.
That's great. So you guys are laser focused on youth success again. 80 to 8 by 8 to 80 zones is a great example of that.
Why can't it be 80 to 8 zone?
Because you never threw me
You
anything.
do that too.
You never did anything for me. I did everything for you. I will tell you the quick story. I went to speak at a little elementary school not too long ago.
Sit down.
I went to speak at a little elementary school. It was one of the anti-drug programs, I believe, and I was speaking to the fifth, sixth graders. And I had my little highlight film that I showed to kind of let them know who I was, because it's been a little while. And so I showed the highlight film, and they get done, and a kid raises his hand and I go, yeah, well, what's your question? He goes, was that your highlight film or Jerry Rice's highlight film? I said, good point, I think it was Jerry Rice's highlight film.
So you just talked about, again, bring your expertise, bring your time, bring your passion. What is the role of technology in really driving community success?
It is amazing what technology is doing. I mean, Mark Andreessen recently said that he was really bummed because he was living at a time that he was going to miss all the cool stuff. And that freaked me out a little bit. Like, we're all living, which we think is the coolest digital pioneers that everyone is, and it's changing the world, it's changing how you interact with people, how you even think about philanthropy, how you think about GoFundMe pages, that you can see a kid that's hurting in Kathmandu, and you can now contribute. You can find your passion in anything, and all the cool stuff's not here yet? Man, that's
Yeah, I think it's great too, because you think about with football, managing football, all of that, the connections you can make, how you can learn from people, then also how you can help people, and what you can do in the community. It's just amazing.
I know, really, I think it just as with anything in technology, it flattens the world, and now you really can engage. And this is a generation, my kid's generation is the first generation, I think, in the history that says, look, you know what, as long as it's fair, I'll take less. It's the first generation in history that's thinking about philanthropy in a way that's like, I'm shocked and amazed at what they can accomplish now with that as their foundational understanding is. I'll take less as long as it's fair. And I think technology has driven that kind of philanthropic
You know, Steve, this is what I'm thinking about technology, because I had 1,549 receptions, 22,895 yards, 208 touchdowns. If we had all that technology back then, I could have doubled that.
I tell you what, if they have the rules they have for quarterbacks today, they would have outlawed it.
So what is your advice now to all the employers, to all the employees?
You have a question, Ozzy, because we're ready to go here.
You gotta give a few more time. 5 more minutes. So what is your advice to employers, to employees, to the young generation to engage with their community?
First of all, go ahead, Jerry.
Well, Steve and I, we can't do it alone, guys. And as long as we are like the faces, we're just hoping that the kids, they can take the baton and they can run with it, because the kids are our future. So that's really the message that I want to leave, and it's all about giving 100% and being totally committed.
I think it's empowering people to choose, because I think, like, teach them correct principles and let them govern themselves. Like, give the opportunity, philanthropic opportunities in their minds. What can I engage in? What are my resources, and how can I give? And give them opportunities, and then, community, kind of civic matches, Give them. I know I'm on the workforce, the Workday Philanthropic board, and they're just trying to help empower employees to go jump in. Just jump in. We'll match time, effort, expertise, and dollars. And you guys just find out what you're passionate about and dive in.
Right.
So I can't help but ask. I know you rushed to leave, and
I'm not in a rush to leave. I have nowhere to go.
Jerry particularly likes the lights, so it's like all receivers. That's like sales. Any salesman out there is like, it's all about me.
Hey, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Okay.
It's not like TV.
All right.
But I know it's early, but who do you think want to win the Super Bowl?
Not the 49ers today. Holy cow.
I don't think it's going to be the Raiders.
I'll tell you this.
You go first, Steve.
I will say this. There's a team that if they lose, it'll be their own fault, and that's the Rams.
I think it's the Rams. The Rams are really strong right now, and wow, I used to hate the Rams. So. I hated the Rams. I hated the Cowboys. I hated everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really did.
Well, it's great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.